are tonight's entertainment. I only have one question.
Tell me the difference between Star Wars and Star Trek in a sentence.
One has green lasers and one has red lasers.
You make me sick.
Star Wars is the biggest thing in nerd culture right now.
Let's go Star Trek.
It's time for the nerdiest show on the internet.
I know. I checked online.
I'm not sure if anybody has some words to describe the legend that is Kevin Lewis at this time.
A piece of human garbage.
Leave your stupid comments in your pocket.
You're listening to Boyz to Nerdz. And now, here's your host, Kevin Lewis.
Welcome to the February 2016 episode of Boyz to Nerdz. Very happy to be here. I'm excited. I'm not displaying it with my voice right now, but I'm literally humming on the inside. Don't know what that means, but we're here. We have a February 2016 episode with me. I have Mr. Gerald.
Hello again.
Mr. Mark.
What up?
Mr. Steve.
I'm in love.
And you may notice we have this one straggler with us, Mr. Kyle. We had him on as a guest nerd in the January, and he did such a good job that we decided to bring him back. So are you excited to be here?
Yes, and I'm excited to cook you all guys dinner later, because that was the deal, wasn't it?
What are you making again? Because I strictly only eat pork from 3:30 to 3:31 on Saturdays.
Souffle.
Oh, shit. Well, as you know, we are here, and we are ready to talk about some topics. You might notice by looking at this face that there's something written on my forehead.
That's not usually there?
No, I mean, it's interesting how it got there. I had to literally be manhandled by another man for the first time in my life. I thought it was fascinating. I didn't hate it, whatever. But gentlemen, would everybody like to take a second, and we'll do Kyle and Mark first to take a look at your cameras.
I don't know what's there.
Steve, would you take a look at your camera?
Oh, we got it.
Now, Gerald, why don't you enlighten the viewership as to why there are things written on our foreheads?
Well, in our previous episode, we had a game that was hosted by a very handsome man. And
I don't remember ever inviting Brian to host the episode.
By host, you mean guest, right?
And Kevin and Kyle and Steve all lost that game. So Brian and I were tasked with coming up with a punishment. Brian is not here today, so I'm going to explain it. Mark, unfortunately, was not here for the last episode, so he's being punished for that.
Yeah, thanks for showing up, Mark. Thanks for being here. We greatly appreciate you taking the time to be here.
You know, I'm glad to make it in negative 20-degree weather. You know,
I mean, it's a little chilly. Like, it's very difficult to breathe outside right now, and oxygen, I guess, is vital to human breathing.
You know, along with that, Fritos and Doritos.
For breathing, specifically.
Yeah.
Like, your lungs love... Are those... It's irrelevant.
Anywho, so everybody has something written on their forehead. Throughout the show, there will kind of be some hints, some clues about what could be written. The person or people who don't happen to guess what's on their forehead by the end of the show will be subject to, I don't know, something else mysterious.
I don't like how you're looking at me like right now, and I'm typically a fan. Like, you just have very trusting eyes, but you look very like Jafar right now. And
I have a very devious side.
Like, I'm just waiting for a parrot to show up and just sit on your like shoulder at some point.
You know, I think Kevin has to guess what's on his forehead. Otherwise, it won't be true.
Boom.
Oh, is that the first hint of the day?
Boom, 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 boom.
Wow.
First hint of the day.
Now, I don't want to boast myself as being cocky or confident. However, I do want to reiterate that I'm very hard to beat at anything. I've done very well in all these challenges.
Didn't you lose the first game that we played?
Barely. I have done very...
You came in dead last.
It's my strategy. It's kind of like a pool hustler. I just want to suck you guys in, and then we'll wipe the floor with you.
Yeah, you're pretty crappy at that.
But anyway.
I don't want you to suck anything.
I have a plan to come out on top at the end. So just keep that in mind. I would not be confident. So now that you guys know why we have things written on our heads, I can see Mark's. I can kind of see Kyle's with those luscious bangs in the way, and I can see Steve's. They can see mine. We have to, what is it? We have to guess by the end of the show, or else we'll be severely punished. Is that what it is?
Oh, yes, double punishment.
Oh, well, have fun, guys.
So it's a game within a game.
Ooh.
I'd like to play a game with you.
That was a nice soundbite.
So what just came out recently, gentlemen? What was in the theater very recently that we talked about last show?
Captain Deadpool.
Captain
Deadpool.
Has everybody had a chance to go and see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, we have all seen it, and we want to tell you our initial thoughts. Again, we don't want to spoil everything for everybody, but you should go see it soon. But why don't we just go around and give our initial reactions? Keep it real brief. But we'll start off with Gerald.
All right, real brief. I thought it was a great action movie. Definitely a different type of comic book movie. It was R-rated, so there was some gory scenes in it, which I really enjoyed. Ryan Reynolds was fantastic.
Mark?
Tasty, full of action and intrigue, kind of like chimichangas.
Very well put.
For some reason, that makes me think of Dennis Hopper, the guy that was in Meet the Fockers.
He was not in that.
Are you sure?
Dennis.
The guy that was in The Graduate.
Dustin Hoffman.
I literally. Please tell me a difference.
Dennis Hopper was the famous villain in the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Oh, that guy. I like that guy. He's also in Speed. Anyway, Kyle.
It was very refreshing to see all that blood and gore and nudity in a movie that started with the Marvel logo.
There was nudity?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
like male or female? Or
both.
To be determined?
Yes.
Spoiler.
I don't remember seeing any areolas. Go ahead, Steve. Tell us what you thought.
I thought it was. I appreciated the fact that it stayed true to the character, stayed true to the comic in that way for his character. Broke the fourth wall a lot. Once he broke the fourth wall, within breaking the fourth wall, which I appreciated. I liked a lot of the small gestures that they made to making fun of Ryan Reynolds in other movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was good.
The Green Lantern references were my favorite.
How did they even get away with that? Is it done by the same studio? Like, wouldn't people be pissed if they just made fun of? I mean, I realize the Green Lantern people are probably like, our movie isn't
it was
that
subtle.
good, but
They weren't
They were
like super
subtle.
subtle, but they didn't like specifically like say anything that would go to like that trademark or anything along those lines, which I thought was fun. I really didn't like the ending. We'll get into a little bit more of that after everybody has a chance to after the listening audience has a chance to completely watch the movie. But that was I would give it a 6.5, 7 out of 10.
yeah, we can talk about it in a little more detail maybe next show. A quick follow-up. Give some people a chance to see it. I realize not everybody can rush out and see movies, and I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people didn't rush out to see this one because it was cool marketing, but again, I think Deadpool has a certain niche, Nacho Libre, I don't know, whatever you want to say it is.
Chimichanga,
Nacho Lacha. But I'm not going to kill this movie. I know everybody's just expecting me, Mr. Negative Naysayer Nancy, to just sit down. I don't know why I said Nancy. I could have gotten away with just Negative Naysayer, but I'm feeling, I don't know today. But anyway.
I'm going to throw this highlighter at you if
Please.
you say one negative thing.
Please, okay. I don't know how to
Get more
if I
highlighters.
catch it in midair whilst you're throwing at me, do I get like props of being
No.
like a badass
No.
gangster? Would that
No.
give me street cred with
No.
NWA?
No, I said 5 no's already.
Okay. All right. To be blunt,
Are you sure it wasn't
WNBA.
only 3 no's?
I'm not going to sit here and kill this movie. I guess it's exactly what I expected it to be, which is more along the negative sign. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it.
Mark, why are you throwing that up?
Oh, I almost had it. So close to being a legend.
0-1.
Hey, guys, it's almost like Mark's trying to compensate for something. Why is he throwing that?
Mark, have you gone Hummer shopping lately? What about motorcycles? You trying to pick up the chicks?
I have a motorcycle. I don't know what you're trying to say.
Well, I like to play video games. Does everybody else have a next-gen system, or what's everybody playing these days?
Xbox.
A SNES.
Xbox One.
One at a time,
Smash
people.
Backs.
We're not a chorus here. We're a podcast.
A 64.
Xbox One.
Atari.
So people are kind of up to date. So I have an Xbox One. I'm actually buying an Xbox 4 with my tax returns, so that's a nice little chunk of change. But I digress.
When did the Xbox 4 come out?
Yeah, I was confused by that.
What's it called? The
PS4?
yeah, PlayStation. That's what I meant. Sony, you rock. With that being said, I want to talk a little bit about video games, and we don't have to limit ourselves with video games. We can also talk about movies, collectors, but as a collector, I like to rush out and buy specific things on the days they come out. That's what I like to do. I work hard every day to make money, to waste it in however I want. I don't want to necessarily pay for poor people's medical insurance. I want more stuff. But we're kind of coming into a different generation now where hard copies are actually kind of fading out a little bit, and we're getting closer to downloadable content. Mark, if you were buying a game right now for the Xbox One, do you think for convenience you would buy the downloadable code, or do you think you would go out to like a GameStop, a Game Craze? Are there any other game themes name stores out there?
Not anymore, really.
Game Shark?
There's
Walmart.
Walmart.
I think Walmart.
It's open business purely for video game revenue.
Gamers Haven.
It depends on if I really, really love it, really want to hold on to it. Like Fallout 4, I knew I wanted to get it. I wanted to have a physical copy. You know, things like that. Halo 5, I bought the limited edition, but it came with like all this stuff that I didn't really wanted. So I think like the digital edition would have been better because I got more digital content. Now, the next Hitman game, that's going to be digital only. There's not going to be a physical release until the end of the year because they're going to release the game in patches. So we're starting to see more of that. But for me, it really depends on the game.
I find myself with a ton of cases just laying around in a box. And these cases are obviously what my games came in. And I've noticed a change over the years, and I'm not sure why. But let's put ourselves 10 years ago. Let's take a journey together. Young, strapping 16-year-old Kevin Lewis rushed out to get the most recent Grand Theft Auto game. And he opened it up. And what did he get? He got a disc. He got a poster. He got a nice big instruction pamphlet. He got all this Rockstar stickers of hookers and bikinis and sometimes both of them together on each other.
Gotta love
it. Now, and it was awesome. I just remember having Grand Theft Auto poster on my wall for many years.
Kevin, real quick, I loved the instructional booklet when I first bought it. The smell of it.
Smells like crisp cedar on a warm summer Tuesday.
Smells like a new pack of Pokemon cards.
Smells like that new shoe smell.
But anyway.
Just smelly smell.
Shut up, Mark. Anyway, now that I go out, and if I do intend to go out and buy, let's just use a video game or a steelbook. Steelbooks are big ones for the movies. If I go out and I buy them, I pop that bad boy open, nothing. Maybe a single sheet of, please, and then even on they recycle and use the back of the like photo on the outside of the game, and be like, please recycle, ha ha. And I just noticed like the paper's gone down, and I feel like they're definitely trying to phase out the internal content, the paper, and the games. Like I said, I just have cases laying around there, and they are nice to look at, but realistically, do I need those? With video game systems, hard drives I have a 500 gigabyte Xbox. 6 games on it, hard drive's done because you have to install it now. So pros and cons of digital versus actual hard copies. I mean, do you guys, what do you want? I'm assuming you collect maybe movies, DVDs, things like that. Like, tell me an experience, or somebody tell me an experience of a specific time you've rushed out to get something just because it was a certain release.
Well, I feel like back then, like Mass Effect, I really love Mass Effect, and I really wanted to own it. However, the negative, it came on 2 discs. And you had to pop 1 disc in after you get past a certain point in the story. Now, with the new Mass Effect coming out, or games that normally would use 2 discs, I would just buy the digital because you don't have to worry about, okay, please insert this disc, and what if 1 disc gets scratched? I
have a story to tell you. I need to interrupt. I am a Metal Gear fan. Metal Gear Solid, original PlayStation. There is a part in the story where you progress where it literally says, insert disc 2. So as a young, naive 9-year-old or 10, whenever that game came out, I was like, okay, I'll restart the console. I'll put the new disc in. That is not what you're supposed to do. They do not tell you not to do that.
Rookie
and I did
mistake.
not have a memory card. So my entire game lost. Am I stupid, or did they not give me specific instructions?
No, you're stupid.
And it took me forever. There's also a part in the game where it says, refer to this person's phone number on the back of the case. Literally could not comprehend that they meant the physical case of the video game.
All it told you was put the new disc in, not turn it off. So that's a fault on you.
This is a different time before the intranet was invented by Al Gore.
Intranet?
Intrawebs. Go ahead, but continue with your point.
You're not stupid, Kevin. You're just a loser.
Hey, I've barely lost. I can't reiterate that enough. Barely lost these challenges.
3 times.
Well, would you rather go onto the show and lose or just never gone at all?
Never gone at all.
Steve, why do you got to be so serious?
Why you gotta be so mean?
Why so serious?
They should
Steve?
write a song about
Why
that.
you gotta be so mean?
They should write a song. I sense potential. But with the video games, I like the hard copy. So forget, somebody tell me about a time you rushed out to get something other than
I think the last time that I actually went out and like rushed to get something was either Reach or when they re-established Mortal Kombat and they just released it as Mortal Kombat. That was the last time that I actually like rushed out to get anything.
I just noticed that a lot of games are coming out digital copies, and I was sitting at home the other day and I bought, I believe it was WWE 2K16, brother, yeah, and it was awesome, but it literally took 9 days to download.
I hate that.
To the point where I'm just like, is this worth it? I mean, I could go outside and have a life, but obviously that's secondary
There's
to
no
my video
point
gaming.
in having disc copies anymore because they make you download them onto the consoles anyway.
But they but they do tend to charge you a little bit more for that convenience. Is it worth it? I don't know. You tell me.
Well,
Is it?
here's the thing too. Is I mean, when it comes to everybody wanting things backwards compatible, maybe you want to take your game over to a buddy's house and we're doing an all-nighter sort of thing, playing a video game. That's really where the physical version really comes in handy rather than I'm gonna download this and then it's on my console.
I agree.
I guess that makes sense if you had friends growing up, but I never had that problem.
Remember the days where you show up at your friend's house with an entire bag?
I do not.
Anybody else besides the loser? You show up with a big box or a big bag of Super Nintendo games and the cartridges, and they just clink around, and you're like, wow.
Speaking of Super Nintendo, really quick, I saw this product, and I could give you a name, but I don't want to specifically give out like brand names, but there is something that's out. It's very affordable. It's $80, and what it does is it plays your Super Nintendo original NES games and your Sega Genesis. You should do a little research, look into it if you're looking for that retro gaming.
Isn't it like a red color console?
The one that I saw was black.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it retrobitgaming.com?
I don't want to say specific websites. Do a little bit of research. I'm sure you can find it, but I highly recommend that you guys pick that up if you're a retro gamer.
So, Kevin, I want to talk about one of your favorite subjects.
Mathematics?
No. I'll give you
Long
one more.
division?
I'll give you one more.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Not really. The Oscars.
That's over 3, Kevin.
Ah, damn.
The Oscars.
Maybe like Oscar de la Hoya or like actual Oscars.
Yes.
I don't like award shows.
I know
I
you
couldn't
don't.
care about award shows.
I know you don't, but it's timely.
But for the sake of our listeners, I will bear the fact of you talking about pointless golden statues. That are they even made out of gold anymore? I don't know.
Yes, they are.
But why don't you tell the listeners just a little bit about the Oscars, Mark?
All right. Well, the Oscars are coming up on not this Sunday, but the Sunday after this upcoming Sunday. It'll be hosted by Chris Rock and all that. I don't want to touch on, who got robbed and all that, but I just want to touch base with all of you to see, do I agree with this? Do I not? All that. The Revenant got 12 nominations: Best Picture, Adapted Screenplay, Actor, Supporting Actor, Director, Cinematography. Mad Max Fury Road got 10 for Best Director, Best Costume Design, a lot of the technical stuff. The Big Short, Adam McKay, director of that, he's got his first ever Best Directing Oscar nomination for that movie. And, a bunch of these upsets, I guess if you want to call it. But I know a lot of you watch movies. I know you haven't kept up with all of them. But, Kyle, are there any surprises from this Oscars that, you're upset about? You thought Mad Max should have gotten more or, another film?
Not any surprises, but I just want to jump into our predictions so we can, strangle each other when we disagree.
Oh, cool.
Because
Yeah.
I like that segment.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So
I have. Can I interject real quickly?
No.
What's your favorite kind of salad dressing?
What's my favorite kind of salad dressing?
I'm just very curious. Like, if you were to go to a fine establishment, a Chili's right now, and you wanted a nice Caesar...
Wait a minute. Let's go to a fine establishment. A Chili's, for example.
Wait, I have a question.
No, you can't ask a question until I finish my fine
What
establishment.
kind of salad is it? Is it a tossed salad?
Yes, a Caesar salad.
A Caesar salad.
Well, that would be Caesar dressing.
No, hey, this is a free country. If you don't want to get Caesar salad with what's it?
Caesar?
What is that? Citric balsamic vinaigrette or something? Vinaigrette.
Vinaigrette.
Vinaigrette. Is
Vinaigrette.
it? Our resident Italian expert. What is it? How's it pronounced?
Vinaigrette.
Vinaigrette. Yes.
Margarita.
If it wasn't in The Godfather, I don't know what it is in regards to Italian.
Now that I know you have that in you, you have to speak like that the entire time.
But for real, no, you haven't answered my question. What's your favorite kind of dressing?
I go with ranch.
Ranch, fascinating.
I'm a blue cheese
That's it.
guy.
I just want to know a little bit more about you, Kyle.
Oh man,
You got some hair in your way. Ooh, fascinating.
Yeah. There we go.
Steve, can I ask you a question as well?
Sure.
so serious.
Are you just ready for Superman to whoop Batman's ass in the new movie?
Oh, yeah.
I watched we put up the third trailer.
We did.
And we're getting way off topic now, but
No,
I watched the third trailer.
It's okay.
And
It's on topic.
it brought me back in. Okay, I think it's going to be better than what that second trailer made it out to be. But I'm still not sure.
And obviously,
Anyways.
Batman is a giant wussy, right?
Yeah, he's gonna get.
course
his,
not.
He's gonna get.
He's gonna get
He's gonna get his ass whooped. All right, these are just questions. I had no reason, no rhyme or reason or anything. But continue with your Oscar spiel.
All right. Did you want to do a prediction, Kyle, on who you think is going to sweep the big awards? Not like the technical ones, unless you want to go into those.
So I'll tell you what I wish the
All right.
predictions to be, but what they will actually be. Best Picture, I think that Mad Max should get Best Picture, but I think The Big Short is going to get Best Picture. I think Best Director is going to be, in my opinion, is going to be Alejandro for The Revenant.
People love that guy, and it's always, no offense to anybody, but it's always the artsy fartsy people that like those kind of movies.
But
every movie he's ever come out with, barring The Revenant, I've hated.
I don't think he should get Best Director. The cinematography in that movie was great, but as far as the directing, I mean, there was.
Is cinematography a fancy way to say how movie theaters set up the projector in the movie theater? What does that mean?
Yes.
Cinematography is
the actual shots.
the director of photography.
So it's the person who's switching from reel to reel?
No, the person who's behind the camera, who has the camera.
the movie studio attendant, right?
No, the person who is filming the actual movie.
Oh.
The director deals with the actors.
Don't I feel like a boob?
All right. Gerald, Steve, you want to chime in?
I think that The Revenant should win. I will be upset if The Big Short wins, and I completely disagree with the fact that Mad Max should win. I thought that was an awful movie.
I agree. Is Martin Short in The Big Short?
It was the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over, and I'll just keep saying over and over and over again.
For the sake of redundancy, why don't you do that? By the way,
Maybe it just hit me in the nostalgia. Maybe that's what it was.
if you like Martin Short, check out Jungle to Jungle. Good movie.
With Tim Allen. All right, Gerald.
I really liked Max Mad.
Max Mad.
Mad Max. I haven't seen any of the other movies, honestly. I am way behind on my Oscar.
The Martian. Can we talk about The Martian?
The Martian.
No.
Best
The
comedy.
Martian.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
apparently.
Denied. We are not talking about The Martian.
The Martian.
Best adapted screenplay, though. The movie was awesome. Compared to, okay.
Drew
sorry.
Goddard did a good job with the screenplay, and if David Fincher didn't direct it, I would have liked to see what Drew Goddard would have done if he originally directed it.
Ridley Scott.
Yeah, but Drew Goddard was originally going to do it, but he decided not to do it,
You
so
said,
Ridley Scott came in.
Yeah, but you said David Fincher.
Didn't
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Whoops.
didn't Ridley Scott direct Alien versus Predators?
He did all the.
No, he didn't. Do
Not that
Are
movie.
you sure?
He did Prometheus.
Is he the guy that did Titanic?
No, that's
James
James
Cameron.
Oh, James Cameron did Aliens versus Predators.
Kevin,
No.
I don't think this is your segment.
Movies are cool.
All right.
All right.
I'll put in my 2 cents really quickly. Mad Max Fury Road, great movie. I don't think it will get it. The Revenant, it could get it, but my personal favorite would be Spotlight. It's a great movie.
Oh.
I really think it's the launch shot to get it. However, I will say the Producers Guild of America awarded, its best film to The Big Short, and in 11 out of the past 16 years, that award was a big determining factor on who would get Best Picture at the Oscars. Now, however, the Directors Guild of America awarded it to The Revenant. So it looks like those are the two runners. My personal favorites, I want Matt Damon to win for The Martian. He pulled a very, very great performance. It will probably go to Leo, but Matt Damon will be my long shot to win.
Does Leo deserve an Oscar ever?
Time out.
For this movie, yes.
Time out. Well, you guys be the judge about the Oscars, but let me time out right now.
But Willie, I don't know. That's
Mark,
remained to be seen.
Time out, mother.
Oh, okay.
Mother thrower. All right. Let me ask everybody a question. Does anybody have any guesses as to what's on their forehead? First round. Nobody's giving me any hints. I just want to point that out there.
Actually, we have given you.
I assume
we
mine
have
has
given-
something to
Nothing.
do with Batman.
I've gotten
But what about
nothing.
Batman?
Nothing.
Does mine have to, now forgive me, having a small phallic nature?
Be a little more specific.
Do I have a small dick?
I don't know.
I don't
You
know,
tell
Mark.
us, Mark.
Do you? All right.
Now, did I get it?
Yes, he did.
Well, I don't know. Well, it looks like Mark's off the hook.
It's pretty average. Wink.
I've only gotten one hint, by the way.
Have you?
Yes,
Are you sure?
I'm
Are
positive.
you sure?
Are you positive?
Because you only gave me one hint.
Well,
You know what helps
Maybe
that?
it was just subliminal hints.
Salad.
What about?
I just love the taste of salad in my mouth.
Not that salad.
Does it have to do with?
That's a different kind of dressing, by the way.
Do I
We've
toss salads?
We've said enough. Steve, do you have any? Give me a hint. I'm tired of playing around.
We've given you so
given you
many
so many
hints.
Give me a goddamn hint right now.
No, you have to take a guess
Kevin,
and then.
we've given you so many
But
hints.
I have no idea. I set you guys up with a freaking fastball, and I get fucking.
I would like to take a moment to apologize for my actions.
But anyway,
We have actually said what was on your forehead.
you guys have rolled like a baseball, like bowling style to home plate.
Kevin, you're just so bad at this.
I'm bad at. I'm a loser.
I mean, Kevin,
Yes, you are
All
a
right,
loser.
That's
let's
my-
proceed.
Kevin, you won up 3 times, and you
Let's
just struck out.
proceed.
You know,
All right. Well, we do like to play games here at Boyz to Nerds, and apparently they like to remind me that I've lost quite a few of them, even though it's all part of my strategy. But we are
Yeah, I think you've
introducing.
lost 3 of them.
Let's not talk about it. I'm telling. My guess is I'm 0 for 3. Okay, apparently not. Just crickets and silence.
Wait.
The crickets didn't even
You
want
have
to
to be more
speak up.
specific.
So we're introducing a new game. We're going to refer to this as just a keyword game. How it's going to be played. We are going to have Gerald, Mark, Kyle, and Steve participate. I'm going to be out, so have no fear, people. I'm not going to lose again. So I will not be punished next time, but I will get to pick the punishment, so keep that in mind, boys. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 8 well-known movies, and I'm going to give you 10 keywords. It's obviously going to go from hardest to easiest. So the more hints I give you, the easier it will be to determine said movie. We're going to do a round of 5 movies. So the first person to guess the movie gets a point. And then once we've gone through 5, we'll do the best 2, the 2 highest scores. We'll advance to the finals. I then have 3 additional movies. It's going to be a best 2 of 3. Does anybody have any questions about the rules? We're not taking turns. I'm going to give you the keywords. I'll give you a couple of seconds. Let it sink. Let it process. Hear your reactions. And then from that point, I will proceed to tell you the rest of the words. Any questions?
So we would just yell out. Our
If you
guess?
have a guess what the movie is, yes.
Okay, let's
So-
do it.
All right. For the first movie, the first hint is Clock Tower.
Back to the Future.
Oh, Mark has gotten a point.
That was.
Yeah.
I was trying to
that's
say
fun.
that, and then I stumbled on my tossed salad.
So how many of these movies do we have picked out?
We're doing a round of 5, so that was
Okay.
the first one. So
Yeah.
we have 4 more to do. All right. That was easy. That was a warm-up.
Yeah.
I wasn't solely responsible coming up with these hints. So don't judge me. For those of you who are playing at home, don't judge me solely on these keywords. Movie number 2, number 1, Alien Invasion.
Independence Day.
If I don't react, it's not right.
Okay.
So I'm not going to sit here telling you wrong or not. If you're right, I'll tell you you're right.
Pixels.
Word number 2, phrase number 2, fighting in the air.
Star Wars.
Mars Attacks.
Word number 3, street shootout.
Wow.
Number 4, Deception.
The Force Awakens.
No. Superman.
Number 5. Brother versus brother relationship.
Is this the new Superman vs. Batman movie?
Dawn of Justice.
Have I said anything to any of you yet? You have not gotten it right. Keep going. Number 6. Billionaire.
Civil War.
Avengers.
That is correct.
Oh,
What?
wow.
He said Avengers. You said Civil War. Very different.
Good job.
The first Avengers movie.
Yep,
That's what you were going with?
He said
Yeah.
he said Avengers, and I will accept it as the Avengers.
Street
which was the
Brawl.
movie we were trying to do.
Dang.
All right, so quick
job.
score update. We have done 2 movies. We have Gerald with 1 point and Mark in 1 point. Step it up, guys. Step it up.
His clue was deception.
Deception.
The secret slime action.
Are you guys ready for movie number 3?
Let's get it.
This is my game show host voice, so I hope you all enjoy it.
Guacamole.
Number 1, Survival.
The Martian.
The Revenant.
Word number 2, Sea Bass.
Castaway.
Number 3, Men Wearing Lab Coat. Manly men.
Jurassic World. Jurassic Park.
Correct.
Shutter
Jurassic
Island.
Really?
Oh.
Jurassic Park was correct.
What was sea bass? What was that?
Yeah, I don't remember us fishing that.
Sea bass? I don't remember. It was probably some reference to it. I got these from IMDb, so.
Sea bass.
There's probably a...
Does Wayne Knight eat a fish sandwich or something?
Talk to Brian Newman. Talk
You
to
didn't see
Brian.
that sea bass dinosaur?
All right. You ready for number 4? First word. Quick update. Everyone has a point except for you, Kyle. I do believe you came in dead last month as well. So keeping the theme together. All right. Word number 1, rescue.
Castaway.
Mad Max.
Rescue
Martian.
Dawn.
The Martian.
Number 2, famous twist. Number 3, snowy landscape.
Inception.
Misery.
Number 4,
Not the Revenant.
no opening credits.
The Shining? No.
007.
Empire Strikes Back.
Correct.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I think this ensures Gerald will be in the finals, just so you know. He has 2 points.
Oh, crap.
All right, so this is the last one. Whoever gets this right will advance to the finals with Gerald. The other 2 will be eliminated and dubbed losers. And
What if Gerald gets it?
keep in mind... Oh, I don't know. I will. I will pick my favorite.
Do you want me to be
we do have some bonus ones that we can do. So don't worry about it. I have some movies intended for tiebreakers. And
All right,
stuff.
let's go, Summer
All right.
Sanders.
Okay, so keep the. Or would you guys rather have Gerald sit out? Since it's up to you, Gerald. If you want to have a tiebreaker, it's up to you. But you're solid, man. You're
Let's
in
go.
the finals.
Let's
hey,
do this.
calm down.
I'm in it, Kevin.
I will get there. All right. Movie number 5. Number 1, Whip.
Catwoman.
Whiplash.
Solid guess. I will say. Solid guess.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones. Oh.
Number 2, Drinking Contest.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Correct.
Oh,
There we
Wow.
go.
Steve, Kyle,
Yeah.
you guys are losers. The big L7 loser. Now,
Sandlot.
you guys will all be punished next show. However, if you lose the finals, your ass is getting punished too. So don't sit so comfortably over there, Kyle. Or what's your name again? Person that I've known for
I'm
literally
going to
a
sit
long
here
time.
comfortably.
My name is Joseph.
All right,
My
so
name is a Joseph. That's
presenting.
we talked about this.
My name is a Giuseppe.
Are you ready for the final round of the keyword game? Presenting contestant number 1, Gerald.
Oh, yeah.
And number 2, Mark.
Hi.
All right.
Hi.
These ones are going to be a little bit harder. So, are you guys ready? Movie number 1. This is best 2 of 3, okay? So first 1 to 2 wins, so don't mess up.
We get it.
Number 1, theme park.
Zombieland.
Jurassic Park.
Why we've already done Jurassic. Use your brain, man. We've already done Jurassic Park. At least guess Jurassic or the Lost World, like something different.
Jurassic World? No, we already said that.
Number 2, basketball.
Basketball.
Air Bud.
You can't guess.
I know.
Shut your mouth. No, shut your mouth. Number 3, golf cart.
Happy Gilmore? I don't know.
That was a good guess.
It was.
Oh, Space Jam.
Correct.
Yeah.
Wow.
Come on and dance. What is it? Slam.
Come on and say.
Steve, if you could find that song before the end of the show, we'd much appreciate it. Take your time, but I want it. All right, movie number 7. You ready?
I mean, sure.
You ready? You have to get this or you're done.
We got the real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam.
Feel free to sing at home.
Here's your chance. Do your dance at the Space Jam.
All right, let's proceed.
Number 1,
Space Jam.
Patriarch. Patriarch? Patriarch. It's definitely Patriarch.
Patriarch.
I've confirmed it.
Air Bud.
Number 2, Rise to Power.
The Godfather.
Mark.
Really?
Mark.
Wow.
And please welcome our winner, Mr. Gerald.
Oh, bask in my glory.
We're doing one more for the shits and giggles, okay? So we'll do one more.
I wasn't even here last time.
All right,
Come on.
can you turn it down? We'll do one more.
All right.
This one's purely for Mark. If you don't get this, I literally get to give you a wet willy.
No, you don't.
All right,
I will hit you.
Number 1.
Mark, you should say Air Bud. I think it's Air Bud.
Number 1.
Airbud.
Partner.
Air Bud.
I'm waiting for more words.
Number 2. And if you don't get this movie, you will be severely punished the
All right.
worst.
Number
Number 2.
Bad Boys.
Tuxedo.
Oh.
Partner, Tuxedo.
Number 3. Gang leader.
Partner, Tuxedo, gang leader.
Number 4. Acid.
Partner, Tuxedo, gang leader, acid.
Number 5. 2 world title. I don't know what that means. 2 world title, I guess.
Partner.
Oh, I just can't read. I'm sorry. 2
great.
word title.
It's a 2-word title.
Negate the L.
The Tuxedo.
Number
No.
6. Fall from height.
Far from height.
Number 7. Cut and paste note. How have you not gotten this?
I need more, I guess.
Oh, there's only 3 more to give.
All right.
Number 8. Circus.
Mm-hmm.
Number 9. Riddle.
Mm-hmm.
Number 10. Kiss from a Rose. Again,
Batman and Robin.
Okay. Oh, you're wrong.
That's a 3-word title,
Wrong.
Mark.
If you can find me "Kiss for a Rose" by Seal, much appreciated. So that means that when we do this, you're no longer safe anymore, Mark. I'm sorry, you are not safe from the final punishment.
Yeah, what was it?
Batman Forever. Oh, damn it. All right. Well, that's our game, so let's just chalk it up real quick. Who is our grand prize winner? Mr. Gerald. Congratulations.
Thank you.
He will sign
You
autographs.
can also call me the Godfather.
Yeah, he will sign autographs later. And let's chalk up the losers. We have Mark. We have Kyle. We have Steve. Should we punish Brian?
He wasn't here.
I'm sorry, Brian. I fought for you.
Mark got punished because he wasn't here. So
Brian is up on the chopping block. So that means it's up for myself and Gerald to come up with a punishment for you guys. And get ready. Can we turn up the heat in here? It's like really cold inside and outside the building.
Very
I really
cold
noticed. It's just freaking freezing in here. So I could really, really appreciate some temperature. Now, do we want to do one quick update round of names, like
one in your bag?
names on the foreheads? Mark, you're no longer safe, so I'm sorry. You have been eliminated from
Wait, what?
You're no.
I guessed mine.
We are now officially not letting you be safe from the challenge.
Wait,
So
I guess mine though.
yeah, but I told you, if you don't get this movie, you are going to be punished severely.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
Today. You
Yeah, I'm not
have
doing
to
it.
do
No, I'm not doing it.
You have to.
I'm not doing it.
I'm sorry. I present. If you make it to the finals and you lose, and you're still a loser, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
If not, you're the biggest loser.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
All right. So, Kyle, do you have a specific guess?
For this?
Yes.
Didn't I say it already, or was I not even close?
You were close.
Not verbatim.
You were close. But
Does it have to be verbatim?
Yes.
Because his wasn't verbatim.
But he's now eliminated. He's getting punished.
No, I'm not.
By the way, for those of you that are watching, we're having some technical difficulties right now, so that's why we only have 2 cameras.
Oh, as long as the camera's on me, we're golden.
Yeah.
So as long as this face is on camera, have no fear.
The face of a loser.
I want to guess that I suck at games.
No.
3 guesses.
I am I don't know. I'm a loser. Have I guessed that already?
Yeah.
Verbatim.
You gotta get all of it.
Close.
I am a horrible loser.
No.
No.
Well, yes, but no.
No. That's it.
You're
done.
an 0 for 3 loser.
I still have a couple more segments.
No,
I
that's what's on your
That's it.
forehead.
What?
That's what's on your
What
forehead.
does it say?
0 for 3 loser.
Why would you tell me? I saw the rest of the show.
No. You said that this was it.
No.
You keep changing it.
Well, I'm going to say I'm an 0 for 3 loser. Therefore, I do not have to get punished today.
It's incorrect. That is not what's on your forehead. You're still missing a piece.
I am an 0 for 3 whiny loser.
Yeah, you're still doing the challenge.
Steve, one more guess before we kind of transition?
I know it has something to do with Batman.
I know.
At least I assume.
But what about Batman, Steve?
My
What's your least favorite tattoo on your body?
least favorite tattoo?
Yes.
I don't know. I love them all.
There's one specific one that I think you dislike the most. Why don't you tell the viewers the tattoo that would make sense in that situation? Since
I have a Batman tattoo.
Since not everybody knows what's tattooed on you. Oh, fascinating. Okay, well,
Do I love to toss salad?
no.
Am I not even close?
You are like 90% of the way there. It's just how you're phrasing it.
All right.
Okay.
And it's not necessarily like just the specific words are not there. Like you're still a little bit off with like what we're trying to say or
Yeah.
what you're supposed to say.
It's not necessarily what you love.
The meaning behind the words.
All right. So, do we have some recommendations for people? I feel like people are at home right now being like, "Oh, I waited so long until these people can tell me what to watch." So, why don't we talk about what some cool things people can check out on TV and that are coming up that they could check out?
Well, let's we'll start off with kind of a suggestion that our late friend Brian here.
He's
had
not dead.
suggested.
Like, he's still alive.
I don't know. It's pretty cold out, so
He's dead to us. So, right?
It is very chilly. I wore my thermal underpants today.
Thank you for sharing that.
Current show going on right now, Legends of Tomorrow. I know Brian's a big fan of it. I've watched a few episodes. Very good show so far. Very entertaining. Fits into the Arrow and Flash universe that goes on the CW. I highly recommend checking it out. Different characters, that you're not usually going to see. So it's a good show. Check it out.
Well, fascinating. What Walking Dead? Do people like The Walking Dead? It's coming out very soon. It's already premiered. So make sure you guys are checking out the second half of season 6. Now, just a little bit of a recap for our Walking Dead fan base. I was not a huge fan of the first part of season 6. I thought it was very slow, very boring. They're really trying to stretch these seasons out to the most because I feel like the first are they broken up into 8 episode part seasons? They only covered like a day and a half in those 8 episodes, and they're really stretching it because the big story arc coming up is the all-out war one, which is in the comic books, and they're gradually building to that. I mean, it's probably going to be set up by the end of this season, I think. But
yeah, definitely.
I have a feeling this second part of the season is going to be very good. I have a theory of who's going to die. I think a big character that is known for wielding a crossbow is not going to survive this half of the season.
I have the same feeling.
So keep that in mind, folks. Gerald and I have predicted it, so make sure you're checking that out. Is anybody a Better Call Saul fan? Mark, why don't you tell me a little about Better Call Saul? Jimmy, what is it, Slippin' Jimmy?
yes, Slipping Jimmy, as they call him. Better Call Saul is the spinoff of Breaking Bad. It had a tremendous first season last year. It's premiering its second season this week, and things are getting pretty excited. I still gotta watch the rest of the first season, and if you're really into Breaking Bad, you'll love Better Call Saul. You can watch the first season on Netflix. I would definitely check that out.
They just put it on there. I've seen season 1. It was a little slow at the beginning, to be honest with you, but towards the end, it got a little more exciting, which is why I'm so interested to what they're going to do with season 2, because they have mentioned that there is going to be some integration eventually with Breaking Bad, and they have shown some characters. I really don't want to spoil anybody that hasn't seen season 1, but there are some characters from the first season that you're going to recognize. I'm kind of curious if they're going to keep doing that with season 2, and if it's going to get to the more characters that we want. Maybe a Jesse Pinkman. Maybe
I feel like it will
White.
lead to that, but maybe not this season.
Maybe not this
down
season.
the road, definitely.
Now, that's what we think you should watch. What do we think people...
You're completely missing a show, Kevin.
What show are we missing?
Returning for season 2 after the mid-season finale will be Gotham on February 29th.
Which is one of your least favorite shows, right?
I think the acting is terrible in the show.
What character do you hate the most? Does it happen to be a little boy that will eventually grow up to be a vigilante, not understood by society?
Anyways, I'm really excited. I'm really excited for this show. As I mentioned, I thought season 1 was mediocre. I watched season 2 though. After a lot of friends said, give it another shot. Season 2 is a lot better. Still, the acting is bad. Jim Gordon's is terrible. But
is Killer Croc in it?
No.
They
At
should
least not right now.
They should reevaluate their plan.
But this season is all about the rise of the villains, and we saw a rise of some of the villains that were introduced in season 1, but now apparently in episode 2 that will be airing on February 29th, they're going to introduce Mr. Freeze and Doctor Strange, so a new set of villains.
Who's playing Doctor Strange? Is it B.D. Wong from Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Law and Order.
Interesting take, because they're making him an Asian actor now. So interesting take. Hugo Strange has traditionally been, I believe, a Caucasian man. So that's something.
As most comics.
That's something to keep in mind. I like B.D. Wong. I thought he was great in Oz. Everyone likes him. Jurassic Park, Jurassic World. I don't watch Law and Order. Because,
he's great on SVU. I love it.
But yeah, everyone's really excited for that. I feel like the first season really focused on the Penguin. I know he was a big role of it, so it's going to be exciting to see some other villains. Mr. Freeze is much better and far superior than a lot of... With the Batman the Animated Series story arc, where he has his wife and he's trying to get her cured. Because that's when that was... I don't know if you guys know. That's when that was introduced. Like, he was kind of a lame villain before then. But with that backstory, he's actually a pretty complex... Is he a bad guy? He does bad things, but is he a bad guy? Is some of the things he does justified? I don't know. I like layered characters like that, which is why Two-Face and him are my favorite characters, and you know what I mean? So it'd be interesting to see.
Side note about this as well, I forget her name, but who plays Jim Gordon's girlfriend, Lynn, in Gotham, is in Deadpool. That was
Morena
Wade
Baccarin.
Wilson's girl.
Yep,
She's
Marina
from
Yes.
also probably our fan base will recognize her from Firefly.
Serenity.
Yes, Firefly. There you go.
So, yep, she does a very good job. The whole time I was watching that movie, I was like, that is Captain Mal Reynolds' girl. What is he doing? Get out of here. All right. But also...
And I kept thinking, that's overacted Jim Gordon's girl.
Another fun fact there, they're actually dating in real life.
Really?
Yeah.
Who?
Oh, wow.
Jim Gordon and Marina Baccarin.
Oh, I don't care about that. If it doesn't have to do with the guy who played Mal Reynolds, which is Nathan Fillion, I just don't care. Just in regards to everything.
This is a show that I will not watch with my girlfriend, though, because all she sees Jim Gordon is from the OC.
California. California.
Are you a Beach Boys fan?
Yeah.
Wish they all could be California Marks.
Real quick, I'm looking forward to Mr. Freeze. I really hope that we get some more ice puns. I love that in Batman and Robin.
I just like when he's listening to
dinosaurs?
No, the part where he's listening to I'm Mr. White Christmas.
Get to the ice
It's the best part.
I'll be back.
No, that's not the right movie.
Ice weapons.
He says that in every movie.
I'll be back with diamonds.
I want the Turbo Man.
All right, let's talk about some games that are coming out soon. Mark, you're our resident game expert. What should people be playing? What are you currently playing? Steve, I know there's a game out there that you like to play as well. So why don't we touch on these in a little bit right now?
Well, January and February are pretty lackluster when it comes to major releases. However, February, which is this month that we're currently in, Far Cry Primal will be releasing. Now, it's the Far Cry series is going to the Stone Age, so no weapons and all that, but they're going to get into mystical animal powers and all that. I don't know. I might check it out. Also, it released earlier this month, Lego Marvel Avengers. Now, this touches on the events of the first two Avenger movies. Now, there will be map packs for Civil War and Ant-Man, I believe. So, if you're a fan of the movies, you'll really like it. It just touches on the movies, but there are like 200 playable characters. It's unbelievable. I don't know like any of them. Also,
None. Zero. I don't know.
Ubisoft's The Division comes out next month. What I'm currently playing, Fallout 4, it's still a great game. I'm not done with it. I'm still playing it. I'm still building settlements and side quests and all that. I love it still. That's what I'm playing.
Steve, what's the mobile game that I see you playing all the time?
Yeah, so there's a mobile app from Marvel as well. It's been out for a while now. I believe it's been out for over a year, but it's really catching on in pop culture, which is Marvel Contest of Champions. Think of it similar to a Mortal Kombat style of play on your phone, to where it's two characters pitted against each other. You can earn characters through winning fights. You earn points to then gain crystals.
Is this Sailor Moon, or is
and
this
then like you can unlock certain heroes, and each hero is like tiered. So you start with like a basic Wolverine, for example, and he's a 1-star hero, and then you can upgrade your champions. Continue to fight. It's a very, very addicting game. But it's very fun.
Let me ask you one question. Does Wolverine have bone claws at any point of his weaker levels?
No.
All right. It has potential to be a good game then. So this is what you should be playing. The other thing really coming out at the end of the month, and if you are a Pokemon fan, they are that's how my people would say it to like tease you. You're a Pokemon fan. What a loser. It's like, excuse me, it's Pokemon. Please, if you're going to tease me, get it right. But anyway, they are re-releasing the red version and the blue version, and this kind of touches base back to our digital versus hard copy as digital codes for the 3DS at the end of this month. So definitely check those out. I'm not sure I don't think there's going to be any new features, but it would be awesome to have a nice, thick, big screen on a 3DS to be playing those original games. So that's
phrasing.
That's what we should. That's what we definitely think you guys should be checking out. Now,
I have a video game that I'm very excited for.
Which one's that?
And that is Airbud 5, Revenge of the Snack Pack. And
that sounds kind of dirty.
Is
that just me? Like, is there an innuendo in there?
I don't think so.
Of like
it's a turn-based game where Airbud faces off against an amorphic vanilla pudding monster. I'm very excited for it.
Is that for Game Boy Color? Can I get it for Game Boy Color?
No, actually, it's for Sega Dreamcast.
So, fascinating. Here's a hypothetical situation. I was laying in bed the other day. Trust me, I was
just laying in bed.
Just laying there, not doing anything. Anyway,
thinking about Airbud.
I was thinking. I was doing a little bit of thinking, and I wondered to myself if I was in the Dragon Ball Z universe, and if I had ki powers.
Bulma, man, is that what you were thinking about?
Bulma is kind of sexy for a drawing, I will say. Anyway, if I had ki powers, would I be a match for, say, I don't know, a Jedi Knight, Jedi Warrior? So, with that being said, it is time for our next debate. Would you rather have Jedi Force powers, or would you rather have, we'll call them ki powers? Not necessarily just the ability to go Super Saiyan, but to have ki powers. There are certain characters in Dragon Ball Z that can't go Super Saiyan but are really strong. And I will open up the floodgates to why you think having Force powers would be far superior to having ki powers, which I know Gerald and I might be along the same lines of thinking. But go ahead, Steve. Why don't you start us off?
Well, I think that the ability to use the Force allows you to have the ability to control other types of forces, other types of powers in different ways. A lot of people think that the Force is just the ability to physically move something. That's not the case.
It's not.
You have the ability to get into people's minds and
Weak-minded people.
Yeah, weak.
you have the ability to get into people's minds. You have the ability to move things. You have the ability to, use the Force for, changing pressure in different things. The Force is just an overarching force, and I feel like the Force itself is also part of having key powers or Super Saiyan, and the ability to control the Force in that way gives you the ability to control that sort of a force in the DBZ universe.
I think force powers are too limited. Like, I see what you're saying, but I feel like a lot of the Jedi Masters that are portrayed in these Star Wars films are really not that strong. And the majority of their power, let's be blunt and honest with you, is their lightsaber skill. If you take away their lightsabers, sure, they can do force pushes. And I'm talking about, are we talking about all force powers? Because you got to remember, Jedi have limitations to what they're willing to do. They can't use the Force lightning. They can't choke somebody out. They can't
Choke a bitch.
You can say the B word.
They're not willing to do those kind of things. So let's talk about this. Are we talking about force powers in general, or are we talking about more light-sided force or force-sensitive powers?
We're talking about Force powers versus DBZ powers.
No, I know, but I'm just saying Force Lightning, I think, is one of the strongest Force power moves, and if we take that out of the equation, I don't think it's close then. Dragon Ball Z would wipe the floor with Force powers. Jared, why don't you tell me why? Why don't you tell me why you think Dragon Ball Z powers, and I'll build off of what you say, are far superior?
Oh, well, first of all, you can fly.
Tell me a Jedi that can fly. Just one.
They can jump high, but that's all they got.
They can force jump, and I know there is a deleted scene in Revenge of the Sith where they start running really fast, so they can run fast too. Why they don't utilize that more in like dangerous situations, like it's never been recorded once in any other form of Star Wars media, I don't know. But
yeah, for me, flying is like the ultimate thing. That's the coolest thing ever. Just being able to go anywhere. They're super fast. Just the act of charging up is so cool.
And I think that's what we have to. If you're not a Dragon Ball Z fan, key powers it's based off of like actual real philosophical chi, where you can designate your energy and focus into one single ball of like energy, and you can do blasts. The big one from Dragon Ball Z is the Kamehameha wave. Very similar. So not only can you fly, not only are you stronger than the most typical humans in no human. There are some humans, Krillin, Yamcha, Tien Shinhan.
Yeah,
things
but they
like
have
that.
Those key powers.
They have this, but they are much stronger than just your average farmer, which has been confirmed to have a power level of 5.
Yeah.
Fun fact. Let me ask you a quick Dragon Ball trivia. What was Goku's starting power level in the very first episode when it was first measured?
Over 9,000.
Nope.
100.
Nope. 10.
10?
10. Believe it or not, 10. All right. Anyway, but there are just so many more. I don't see the argument with Jedi. Please convince me. Change my mind. If I could literally disintegrate you with a power blast, as a Jedi, what are you going to be able to do?
Because you're still utilizing energy, which the Force controls that energy.
I've never seen somebody be able to use the Force to stop somebody from attacking them, other than a Force push or maybe a Force grip or something like that, though. Like, I don't. Jedi are kind of weak. Let's be honest with you. They're weak.
Yeah, they could be killed by a blaster.
Because they...
Yeah, that's another point, too. Defense. Like, Goku is shot 9,000 times, and it stings him at first, but he doesn't feel bullets. Jedi get assassinated by just regular blasters. So... That's something to keep in mind too. Just saying.
You're also considering like lower level Jedi or lower level people that can control the Force in a certain amount of way. Like there's different, just like there's different tiers of power in the DBZ universe. There's different tiers of power in being able to control the Force. And if you think about Palpatine, he doesn't use a lightsaber.
He does. He's
does
actually
sometimes.
a very good, talented lightsaber.
Yes, but
duelist.
I'm saying that when you think of his ability to control the Force, you don't think of him using a lightsaber.
But if you take away his lightning, what does he have?
I mean, that's what he uses, but I'm sure he can use whatever he wants.
A badass cloak.
He has his ugly looks as a defense. Look in my face. I dare you.
Look at my avocado face.
But I kind of disagree with you though, Steve, because here's the point I'm trying to make. You're kind of labeling it as there are different layers of powerful Jedi, but let's say Yoda and Mace Windu. I consider them equals in power. Maybe Yoda slightly above, but Yoda is way past his prime.
What about a young Yoda versus a Super Saiyan 3 Goku?
I'm hesitant to use Super Saiyan because a Super Saiyan 3 Goku would literally wipe the floor with a Yoda. I'm sorry. It's not even a fair battle.
And I completely disagree because this is where you're already setting a standard before we even have this debate that DBZ powers are so much stronger than the Force that you have to level DBZ powers in order to match the Force. I completely disagree with you.
Yoda is limited in speed and mobility. He can jump around, but it's not anything special. Goku is literally faster than the speed of light. He can literally teleport right behind Yoda and snap his goddamn neck. Like, I'm sorry. That thing is going to snap, right? You can just dangle him by his ears and spin him around like a lasso. Like, it's not even a fair comparison. The only weakness Goku would have, and again, I'm hesitant to use Goku as an example because he is he's very powerful, but his biggest weakness was if you grabbed his tail, he became very weak. But that's a Saiyan. That's not somebody with key powers. And there's a move called the Solar Flare that you can use that temporarily blinds your Jedi. So why don't you tell me how could a Jedi potentially counteract that, Mr. Steve?
Because he can control the Force. That's how.
What is the Force? Help me understand the Force. Is it just like a connection to the atmosphere? Like, what is the Force?
When I think of the Force, I think of the Force as this intangible... I mean, it's an intangible force, but like it's this intangible thing that has the ability to control different. It can control physical objects, intangible objects, where it can move it. It can change its state of being. It can control energy. It can control, the atmosphere. And I don't know. Like when I think of the Force, that's what I think of. This overarching, intangible, mystical thing that has the ability to, when you put your mind to it, and depending on how strong you are and how close you are with the Force, have the ability to control whatever you want.
Do you remember that scene in The Dark Knight where Christian Bale, a.k.a. Batman, whatever you prefer, is going after the Joker, and he has this new invention that's pretty much sonar, and he can see a three-dimensional map of everything that's around him. That's what I consider the Force.
So
being.
we're just jumping franchises now.
Well, it's a visual example. That's what I consider the Force to be. Kind of like they're connected. They can see things that aren't necessarily right in front of them. And the added benefit is they can move objects from point A to point B. Like, that is literally it. That is all. And
yeah, then that's your understanding of the Force in that way that, I can move objects. That's part of the Force, but that's not it.
I just feel like Yoda has so many limitations because he's not willing to go too far into the dark side. And tell me an example of where
But that is the line. Like when you cross over from the light to the dark side, or just the person that's using the Force as it is. I'm sure that if you had DBZ powers, if you had a line that you weren't willing to cross, like it's the same thing as the Force. It doesn't mean that the Force doesn't have the ability to do certain things.
I will say this though: does Goku have a purple lightsaber like Mace Windu though? No.
He does.
So
he does
Goku
not.
ain't a badass like Mace Windu.
Goku does have a power pole though, so to be fair,
it ain't no purple
and
lightsaber.
A cloud that can
and
fly.
a flying goddamn cloud. Last argument I want to make is name one time a pure Jedi has defeated a Sith Lord without going to the dark side. Name it one time. Bullshit, Yoda. The dark side is definitely stronger. Just call him Yoda out on his bullshit. Just saying. Gerald,
And the dark side is still the Force.
so these are our opinions. If you guys disagree with Gerald and myself, obviously we're leaning toward key powers, but if you guys want to do Force powers, let us know about it. We want to know your input. Let us know if we're wrong. Let us know if you agree with us. Gerald, since we've reached the end of the show, why don't you tell us a little bit about the severe punishment that we're all going to have to do?
Oh, what?
Can we make our last guesses?
Last guesses and then severe punishment. Mine is I am an 0 for 3 loser because somebody already told me that's what I said.
Good guess.
Mark?
It doesn't even matter, does it?
Think about it. You were very close. You had to tweak it just a little bit. It's hard to phrase because I don't want to give it away.
Okay, so before I was saying I like to do this, and you said turn it around. So what about somebody toss my salad?
Gerald, I'll let you be the determining factor.
I'll give it to him.
Yep, that's right. It said, for all the people at home, I'm sure you saw it said, toss my salad. Steve?
Who's any takers?
Can I get 2 guesses?
Yeah, you can have 2 guesses.
Okay, because I feel like it's one of 2 things. It's either Batman sucks or it's I hate Batman. One of the 2.
Oh,
There it is.
Nailed it. So does that mean Mark and I are going to be punished?
Yeah, I don't want to do it.
Oh, you got to do it. You got
No.
be a man, Mark.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
I guess it's just going to be me then. Remember this when they call me a loser in the future, though, because you are going to see what I'm going to have to do. It's going to be in a bonus segment. Make sure you check it out. This has been Boyz to Nerds. Does anybody have any last-minute comments before we kind of wrap everything up?
Make sure you go see Air Bud. That's all I got to say.
Did you guys know we were being filmed this entire time?
Wait, what?
I did not sign a release form. Who is this man staring at me? All right, you guys have listened to the February Boyz to Nerds podcast. Check out the YouTube channel. Check out the Facebook. Make sure you guys let us know your feedback. Well, there will be a follow-up segment. See you later. Talk to you soon.